Craig here from Your Tech. Today's video I'm going to be seeing if pre-builts have actually got any value or not. I want to know if it still makes more sense to build your own to get better value, or has the current PC market made it impossible for PC builders to get good quality and good value out of their machines. Let's take a look. And before we go any further, I've got a very exciting announcement. For the first time ever, a sponsor spot. When did you grow a beard? PlayStation's broke. I think the HDMI cable's just bad, but I think I might have a better one. Nope, where is it? Nope. Found it. Silkland Cables are happy to introduce their new HDMI 2.1 cable, capable of up to 4K 240Hz or 8K 60Hz with 48 gigabits per second bandwidth, compatible with all HDMI 2.1 devices. For all your high quality display cable needs, check the description. So as we all know, the PC component market at the minute is a joke. RAM and SSD prices are still through the roof, even though there are signs of that starting to come down. This video originally has not gone how I intended it to. I found this PC on CCL, a popular UK retailer, and I wondered whether or not I could beat the price of it. I wanted to see if building your own PC still gives you much better value than it has done in the past due to how the market is. But I ended up going down a little bit of a rabbit hole. First, let's have a look at this CCL PC. So this CCL PC comes in at £899.99. You get an AM4 5500, 16 gigabytes, 2x8 gig sticks of DDR4 memory, 500 gig PCIe Gen 4 SSD, a 650 watt power supply, and an RTX 5060. Now, on the face of it, the price of that doesn't look too bad. For just under £900, or basically £900, you're getting a very solid 1080p gaming system. The only downside I can really see on this system is the SSD only being 500 gig. That seems like a little bit of a piss take for a PC that costs nearly £1,000. But what price would it be if we built it? So I'll quickly go through the prices of these parts as you see them. So the Ryzen 5 5500 we can get for £78.99. That's a really solid price for such a powerful CPU in the current market and being able to utilize DDR4. The motherboard in this PC is the A520M S2H from Gigabyte. This is a very budget orientated board. It still has some M.2 on it, which is really good. It's £48.97. As we move on to memory, things get a little bit more pricey. We're looking for a 2x8 gigabyte kit of 2666 megahertz. For this, you're going to be paying £133.47. Now that is a joke, no doubt about it. That same kit would have been about 40 quid 6-7 months ago. That leaves us on to the very disappointing storage in this system, which is a 500 gigabyte Gen 4 NVMe SSD. And for 500 gigabytes, you're going to be paying at £79.97. For 500 gig, you could get a terabyte Gen 4 SSD before this shortage for around 60 quid. As we move on to the graphics card, the 5060, which yes, only has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and on the whole, that is fine for 1080p gaming. This is going to cost you £263.94. Moving on to the case, I couldn't find the exact case that CCL used, and they don't have it on their spec sheet. The closest thing that I could find to it is the Antec CX500M, and that costs £52.99. That leaves us with just the power supply and the operating system left to go. The power supply is a 650 watt bronze unit. I have gone for the MSI fully wired 650 watt bronze power supply. This is £46.99, and to be honest is a bargain. And that leaves us with the operating system. Now, I have no doubt that quite a big portion of the price differences in these machines is going to be the Windows 11 operating system. Personally, I have no moral issues with using a CD key website and paying £6 for a Windows 11 license. You can even get them as cheap as £4.20. For these lists, I have done them all at £6, so you've got a little bit of leeway in case the price fluctuates. That gives us a total price of £701.89. Now, comparing this to the £899.99 of the CCL system, that is quite a large margin. As you can see, the price difference is quite big, £198. With that extra £200, you can get yourself a 5060 Ti, a 5600X, a 1TB M.2 SSD, and a better motherboard, that system will massively outperform the CCL one. That was the end of my video, showing how much more expensive this PC was than just building it yourself, and how much you can do with the budget left over. But I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and the rabbit hole that I went down was to see how many of these pre-built PCs you could build yourself for much cheaper. So I had a look at Overclockers, Chill Blast, Scan, PC Specialist. These are all fairly popular retailers in the UK that sell gaming PCs, and I wanted to see how much money can you save by building yourself, and is it currently worth it? Using one example didn't really seem fair, and the information that I'd be giving you guys just seemed like it'd be half finished. So I went and did the exact same thing with 5 other systems. And these are the specs of the PCs. As you can see, they all have RTX 5060s. With the prices at the bottom, you'll notice that not all of these PCs are built equally. The Scan system wastes money on an AIO that isn't needed, single channel DDR4, although at a respectable speed, and a low wattage power supply that will make upgrades down the line a bit of an issue. Overclockers, on the face of it, seems like a really solid choice. It's a bit more expensive than 3 of the others, but has a 12400F with DDR5 RAM at a respectable speed. It's dual channel, even though that doesn't matter too much with DDR5, and a 600 watt power supply, which in my opinion is a little bit borderline when it comes to upgrades down the line. Chill Blast and PC Specialist come in at a similar price to the Overclockers, and have their own issues with part selection. They both waste money on an unnecessary aftermarket cooler. On the plus side, they both have dual channel RAM, though again the DDR5, so it doesn't matter too much. Chill Blast coming in a little bit slower with 5200 mega transfers per second. PC Specialist dropped the ball completely with a 550 watt power supply, although it is £140 more expensive than the Scan system that also has a 550 watt power supply. For this price, I would expect a minimum of 650 watt, and then Chill Blast for £1,100 has the absolute cheek to give us a 500GB SSD, much like CCL. Lastly, Currys, an okay mix of parts, though we are unable to judge whether it has dual channel DDR4, a SATA or NVMe SSD, or if the PSU has a rating at all. It does undercut everyone except the CCL PC though, so that's something to keep in mind. And that's the specs of the PCs. As you can see, there are some downsides to buying a pre-built just on the whole, regardless of price. But now, I want to break down the prices a little bit more and see what kind of prices we can get building these for ourselves. If CCL are anything to go by, I can save myself quite a bit of money. Let's have a look. So I'm going to start off with the Scan system. To build this ourselves, it comes to £734.39. This gives us a massive saving of £225.60, and there is a lot that you can do with that budget. You could automatically just go out and buy a 5070 instead of the 5060 it comes with, and you have upgraded straight away to a 1440p gaming machine. If you don't want to go that route, you can go 5060 Ti, a bigger SSD, a better CPU, a better motherboard, a better power supply. There are so many options. £225.60 on a £960 PC is a lot of money, and you can get a massive amount of performance for that extra money. Though Scan are not the worst. The worst value out of everyone that we looked at today is Overclockers. The price for their system, if we built it ourselves, is £855.87. That gives us a saving of £244.12. That is ridiculous. And you could save even more if you wanted to by getting a worse motherboard or slightly less storage. You would absolutely destroy the price of this Overclockers machine. It's really, really sad to see. The one that gave us the best value was PC Specialist, which was really surprising. From what I've seen of PC Specialist, I really like how easy it is for you to pick what parts you want in your PC. And this one that we chose was one of their next day PCs, so they have effectively chose the parts themselves. And although they have wasted money on that system with an aftermarket cooler that really isn't needed, and they've gone for an Intel CPU, which isn't the best value, you can see that it's only £94 away from us building it ourselves, which isn't bad at all. I would consider that a bit of a win, to be honest. You're paying someone £94 to essentially build your PC for you. They're using fairly high quality parts from what I can tell. Corsair power supply, Crucial SSD, Corsair RAM, and then their own brand of, or their own labeled PC Specialist cooler and case. The one that was most surprising for me was Currys, because on the whole, Currys are overpriced, ridiculously overpriced for near enough anything that you buy from them. For them not to be the worst value PC that you can buy out of the ones that I looked at, shows how bad Overclockers is. Curry's is always overpriced. On the whole, this video has not gone in any way, shape or form how I planned or how I thought it was going to go. I really thought that the prices were going to be quite similar. But when you think that £244 on a £1,100 computer, that is a significant amount of money that could give you a lot of performance if you did it yourself. If you want a pre-built in this market, at least from what I've seen, PC Specialist looks like the only one that, in my opinion, is actually giving you decent-ish value for your money. Don't get me wrong, as good as the value is for PC Specialist, the part selection isn't great. You're using an Intel CPU. Who's choosing Intel at the minute? Unless you're getting one of the Plus CPUs that have got genuine good price to performance, why? A 120mm AIO. Why are you wasting money? Just use the Intel stock quality, it's absolutely fine. I'm more shocked at this conclusion than I thought I was going to be, but what did you guys think? Did you expect this straight away, that it was going to be terrible value getting a pre-built? Or like me, was you expecting there to be some value there? Of course, it was probably always going to be a little bit more expensive than building your own, but in this current climate, I thought it was going to be much closer than that. I thought £50 to £100 for each one at the most. I did not expect to see £244, £220, £210, £198. I did not expect to see these figures at all. And that is the end of the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye.